And okay, I see it now. Okay, sorry. And cut. No. So, all right. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another fabulous interview from Geek Vibes Nation. I'm your content manager, Tia, and I have with me Jess or Jessica, whatever she prefers, the creator, all around amazing woman of the new card game good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy that I have right here. Hope everyone can see that. But Jess, thank you. Happy Friday. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy to be here with you and all the Geek Vibes Nation people. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining online. I'm not sure where you're located at. I'm located out of New York and it is cold today, so I hope that wherever you are bundled up and you're warm.
We are actually in sunny Florida, except it's not very sunny today, but
Okay.
it is still beautiful. No complaints. It's a beautiful place on the planet. I recommend.
Amazing, amazing. So, I mean, Jess, when this opportunity to speak with you crossed my emails a few weeks ago, I thought it was so cute and so fun to have someone who invented a new card game. It sounds as if this is kind of something that was birthed out of a relationship between you and your child. And I would love if you can kind of just walk me through, like, what is this card game? What is the background? Just all the fun stuff.
All right, so I'll start where it came up with, right? Where it was born. The game was born because my older son would come over with his phone. It was actually my phone because he still doesn't have one, but he would come over with my phone and he would take a picture and go and take us and snap a picture. Then he snap another picture like this, and then he snap a picture like, and he'd come over and say, "Mommy, mommy, look, good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy." And he would just do that wherever we were just for fun, and he would do like different filters on the camera, and it was really fun. And good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy, he kept saying that, and it was very funny because good guy, bad guy you expect, but the not so smart guy was always funny to me. And at the time I had just built I was working on a digital game for a not-for-profit organization
Hmm.
that I run. And my husband just casually just say, "Hey, you came up with that game so fast. Why don't we do a card game? Why don't you do a card game or something that you can travel with that's easy to work with?" And I'm like that. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you came up with the other one so easily. Go ahead, do it." And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, what would I want a card game to be? And our home is a very filled with games home. Like we play a lot of games. I think it's a wonderful skill to give the kids to learn how to play, how to lose, how to win, how to be a good sportsman, and it just teaches all kinds of different things for the kids, like strategy and thinking out of the box and playing with others and teaming up and stuff. And so we do it a lot. And so I started thinking about all the games that I really love and what aspects of those games I really love. And then I started trying to craft a game around those things. And in
Mm.
my head, I kept thinking, good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to start with that. So I created the good guy, the bad guy, and the not so smart guy. And then I had to build something around them. So I gave them each a quality, right? So the good guy is like the wild card, and the bad guy is the one that snags things, and the not so smart guy is the one that you're going to get something, but you're not sure what you're going to get. And then I started playing with the numbers and how many numbers, how what did you have to do with these guys, and eventually through like play and through just like algorithm, a little bit of math, and the game was actually born. And then after we were playing it, I'm like, it's missing something. It needs somebody that's just mean, that's gonna take you back to zero, and you got to start over again. And then the jerk was born.
I
and
love that.
and once we inserted that character and we kind of nailed down the number of cards and everything and how many of each character, then we stopped. And so I had my game built in like blank cards, and I had printed some little like the what would have been the characters. And then once the game was settled, then I started working on the actual design of the game and the packaging and all that stuff. And then you have to find out where you're going to make the game and how you're going to make it. And that's how it was born.
Amazing. How long ago, by the way, was this all started pretty much?
So this all happened last year.
Okay.
At the beginning of like around February is when I started developing the game.
Okay. That's amazing then. Is that because obviously I've never designed a game, and actually you're my first person that I've talked to that has designed a game. Is that very typical for it to be that quick? Does it usually take longer? Because it sounds like you have some experience, as you said, working with a nonprofit.
I think different people take different times in developing their games. I think it also depends on how complex the game is.
Mm,
Some games that are role-playing games or games that have a lot more, much complicated strategy or their instructions are much more complex, they take a longer time to develop. Um, for me, it was just, a play and figure out kind of strategy. So my family were my beta testers all the way through until we started including other friends to see if what we were making was actually worth playing. But I think it turned out pretty fast. I think I figured out the whole game in about 2 months. And
okay.
then we worked on the design for about 2 to 3 months. It took us to figure out how to really build these characters so that they evoke what we needed them to evoke and they were flexible enough to do what we wanted them to do. Then we designed the box, and then we started the process of finding out the manufacturing facilities and all that stuff. And then we just started selling it literally from our house. We built a website. We teamed up with companies that you could buy and that we could charge money officially. And then also, getting the trademarks and getting the names and the registrations and all that stuff that sometimes people do, sometimes people don't do. And once all that stuff came through, then we just started sharing it with the world.
Amazing. So I'm gonna actually open up the package a little and say, like, I hope that, yes, people can see it even though it's quite sunny in here. But I mean, it's so cute. Like, this is the jerk, first of all, and I mean the design is so adorable. So you came up with this. This was kind of like, oh, this looks cute and everything. Or like, did your son have help in the design?
So we actually at first tried to hire different designers and explained what these characters needed to do. And we were getting stuff back that was not exactly what we wanted. And so at some point, I got a little bit frustrated. We even tried AI to try and see if AI, with the explanation of what these characters would do, would give us interesting characters. I can show you after the interview some of the stuff that AI came up
Oh
with.
yeah.
We had a lot of laughs, but it wasn't exactly what we were looking for. And then, believe it or not, I decided to design these myself because I knew what I needed. Like
Right.
intrinsically, I knew that I needed these characters to be simple enough yet evoking enough for people to get connected with them. And I worked in children's television for a very long time, so I kind of knew what would be attractive not just to a kid but to an adult. And so these are really, really simple characters, but just the way that they're designed, their faces evoke a lot and they really bring a lot to the table. And the thing is, when you're playing the game, you become these characters. And so you want to kind of have a relationship with them. You want to have that feel of, hey, I can be the jerk and still be your friend after the game ends.
And to me, what really stuck out before when you were talking about how your household itself is very much like a game household, and I believe you said like your son still doesn't have a cell phone. Um, for context, I'm 35. My first cell phone was when I was like 14, and I'm actually currently pregnant myself with my first child. So the idea of like, in today's day and age of like, what's the balance of, introducing your kids to technology, but also making sure that they are detached from, say, their phones and tablets. I mean, did you find that that was difficult for you, or things like, say, card games, board games have really helped kind of keep your children away from that just in the meantime?
So I love technology. And I think there's an amazing place in society for technology, and you can get so many fantastic things from it. I also think that there's dangers for children, and my kids are young. So I want to make sure that they become good digital citizens
Right.
and that they're not absorbed by the technology. So my kids were, I kept them separate from technology until they were about 2 years old. And then I
Hmm.
started introducing them to technology, but in a positive way. And I wanted
Okay.
them to see that there's a lot of good things and a lot of good learning that can happen through technology. I mean, now in their schools,
Right.
one is just starting middle school, the other one is in elementary school. You have to understand that in this day and age, the kids are going to use technology. It is going to
Right.
be all around them, and they have to know how to use it. But learning how to have a positive relationship with it, for me, is the most important thing. So they might not have a phone, they don't have a cell phone, and they're not in social media, but they do have tablets that the school has provided that they use for homework, that they do for research and stuff like that. In my household, we unplug from all technology at least one day during the weekend, and
Nice.
we that's the time that we take to be as a family, and that's when we play a lot of the games and stuff like that. And I find that bubble of time to be a precious time. It's just amazing. But I don't, I mean, a lot of their friends have cell phones, and I don't discourage it. I think it's however you want to teach your kids to have that interaction and that relationship with technology, and how you share them. I mean, if you're at home and you're on the phone all the time, your kids are going to want that phone, and that's what they're going to do because that's what they're seeing you do. And with kids, I've learned that it's more about what you do and less about what you say.
Absolutely. And so this game, Good Guy, Bad Guy, Not So Smart Guy, it's very like catchy, honestly.
Thank you.
Um, it says it's for 7 years and older, right? Um, who's your like favorite guy? As you, because we were talking about all the guys and everything. So like, who's your fave?
So I'll share you who's my favorite guy. This is my
Oh my
favorite.
God, you have a pillow. Oh,
This is my favorite guy. I love the not so smart guy. He's my
oh
favorite. He is me. He was designed around me because I'm the not so smart. I'm the not so smart guy in my house. I love the not so smart guy. I'm totally biased towards the not so smart guy because he's actually the strongest car in the game, even
my God.
though everybody thinks it's the jerk. But he's the one that changes the dynamic of the game the most, and there's the most cards of him of all the cards in the game. So he's my favorite. And you never know what you're going to get. And I think that's, I mean, I sound a little bit like Forrest Gump, but you really never know what you're going to get. And adapting to that change is what makes this game so much fun because at every play you're having to reorganize your strategy. Every play, not just yours but everybody else's, changes the dynamic of the game and changes your risk profile, and so that keeps the game going till the very very end. So he's my favorite.
I love that. Did you get that pillow made specifically for yourself, or is that something that people can buy?
So it's something that we're thinking about, kind of thing. So I made it for
Okay.
myself just because these guys just feel like they belong like that. Here we put
Oh,
some stuff on their tushy. I think they're really cute. So we did this as prototypes. We're thinking about selling them because I think they're so soft and they're so sweet. And the kids that managed to come through our home, my kids have a lot of friends that our home is open to all people. So on the weekends, my house is full of kids, and they're loving these, and they're like, "Can I have one?" So we might make them a little bit later on. First, we want people to play the game and love the game, and then we'll work on the pillows. But yeah, but that's my favorite guy.
honestly, I love
But
that. I want one of those.
but I love all the guys. I think they all have very cool personalities and they all have a reason to be in the game. And the interesting thing is like they're part of there's no good story without a good guy, a bad guy, a not so smart guy, and a jerk, right? That's life.
Yeah.
And so they all have their things, and I have like an attachment to each of them. But yeah,
I love that. Now, I did notice something when you were showing me that pillow and you kind of turned it around. There does seem to be a website
there
on
is.
there. So is that active? That's up. People can visit that. and
Yeah,
everything?
they can visit, and there's lots of really cool things on our website. It's GGBDNSSG.com. If you can't do that salami of letters, it's good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy, just the acronym .com. You can go there. We have our how to play. We have if different people like to learn in different ways. So
Mhm.
we have the instructions, the written instructions. We have the wrapped instructions, and very soon, you're going to also see the video instructions so that you can learn how to play. It's actually super, super easy to learn how to play, and then you can become an expert at it and share it with your friends.
Amazing. And is the website where people can find the card game for purchase?
So they can get it there, but we also recommend they go to Amazon. As of about October 27th, you will get it the next day. So you can go on
Oh,
Amazon and look for GGBG, and up it'll come.
you guys have heard that first, okay? Go to Amazon, go purchase this card game. No, I mean I love it. So what's the reception from your children? Like, how do they feel about this?
So they apps, I have one that's like the biggest salesman in the world. Like he carries one in his backpack for school, and anybody that hasn't heard about the game, he teaches it to them. And so he is like a phenomenal, he's totally into it. And he also came up with a name, so he feels very much empowered by this. And I think he feels that he was part of the development of the game, which he was. And so he feels that it's his as well. And I do feel that it's his as well. So that's how he feels. The other one is a little bit. I have a very extroverted child, a very introverted child. So my more
Mhm.
introverted child kind of likes it and is absorbing the entire process of the entrepreneurial adventure that creating something and putting it into the market is. And so he's taking it in as a like as a more like as an experiment. And but he really likes it. And funny enough, like after a year and change that we've been working on this, we still sit down and play the game and laugh. So
Aw.
it's a thing. It's a thing in my family. And I mean, we have the hats that are fun. And when people come into our house, they see the boxes of the products and they're like, is that Gigi? And we're like, yeah, that's Gigi. Can I have one? So they're excited by it, and it's kind of fun to have a mom that's going through this, and being able to experience it has been a very cool adventure for the kids.
I do love the swag, right? I think that that is also very good from like a marketing perspective to make sure that you're always putting it on the forefront. Um, so I mean, we talked briefly about this, but what would you say is like what sets good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy aside from say other card games or board games that are geared more towards children and the family dynamic?
So I think what's super special about this game is that it's 7 plus, but it really means plus. I mean, the reality is we've had 5-year-olds playing with 80-year-old grandparents,
Aw.
and they're both having a lot of fun. It's really intergenerational. And it's not like when you sit down and play a game like a race game with little kids that they're really having fun and you're playing because you're being kind and want to play with them. Everybody gets engaged in this game. And for those people that are gamers that absolutely love strategy, there's a lot of strategy in this game. But you can also just play it as a simple game. I always say it's like simply complex. And I think that makes it really, really special that you are in this game, no matter what age you are, you can learn this game in like 2, 3 minutes. And after the first round, you're an expert, and you can get into the strategy a little bit at a time. Or you can just play the simpleton game and still do really, really, really well. The kids have the same chance of winning as the adults, but everybody has fun all the way to the end of the game. Like nobody gets out in the middle of the game. It's like everybody plays until the very last round. And I think that makes it really fun. It's competitive. It's fun. It's funny. Like it really creates moments of laugh out loud memories kind of thing for everybody. It really is laughable. It's entertaining. It plays really fast. I mean, you can have a game in 5 minutes. The longest one we've had is about 15 minutes. There's a lot of interaction with the other players. It never plays the same way twice, which is one of the things that I love. You can play this game 10 times and you'll have 10 different experiences. There's the strategy beyond the gameplay for those that love that, and it's simply complex. It's that's it. I think that's what makes it different. And you can be 7 and you can be 50 or you can be 30 or you can be 80 and still have fun with this game. And I think that makes it really, really different. And the guys, ah, there's the guys are the guys. Once you met the guys, that's it. You're done.
No, and I love that at the whatchamacallit, at the back of the box it does say, it never plays the same way twice. 5 consecutive number cards in a row will win you the game, but be aware of the guys, and I love that. That is very cute. So as you said before, we can obviously get the game online, we can get it on Amazon. Do you think that, and maybe I'm like dating myself of not even knowing where people get board games and card games now, but is the goal at some point to have like in stores? Are you going to be going to like right now, New York Comic Con is happening. Is the goal at some point to get this in the conventions and stuff like that?
The answer is yes to all.
Okay.
Shout out to Walmart, Target. Give us a call. We
Yeah,
definitely want to have our game with you guys. And yes, definitely going to the different conferences to start sharing the game with people. 100%. The more places we are, the better it is. And I think people are buying in different ways, like different age groups buy in different ways. So we want to be where people are to get the game and make it accessible to them.
amazing, amazing. So I mean, obviously you are, on the forefront of promoting good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy. I am very impressed again with your background and saying that you've done a lot of this before. You've been in, children entertainment for a while. Are you expecting to kind of do like I don't know, a companion deck to this, a sequel game, is there another game like in the horizon, or right now we're just kind of concentrating on good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy?
So we are concentrating on good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy, but we do have a lot of other things in store that are surprises that I'm not allowed to speak about yet. But as
Okay.
soon as we have them, I'll give you a call and we'll give you the hints when they're ready for sure. But yeah, we are working on other stuff and some of it is really cool.
Amazing. So Jess, right? Like obviously, as you said before the call, you want to, kind of like protect your anonymity just a little bit more for a little longer, right? So I'm not going to ask for your social media, which I usually do when I'm doing interviews, but I mean, where what would you like to promote? Like, is there social media? What, oh gosh,
Yeah,
is
so
there
you
so
guys, yeah, you can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and just look for the game and you will find us there. And we're doing really, really fun stuff.
Amazing. I'm very excited. Thank you so much again, Jess, for even taking the time to speak with me and Geek Vibes Nation about good guy, bad guy, not so smart guy. I'm just so happy that we were finally able to do this interview, and it was a very fun thing once it came across my email. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for your time. You're delightful. And guys, go play the game. Let us know what you think. We want to hear your feedback. We want to see you play.
Yes, absolutely. Please, everyone who is watching this, make sure that you comment down below. Please check the website, which we will link down below in the description of this video. And thank you again, Jess. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tia. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, cool. By the way, so sorry.